basically river cruising in general, and also in particular Avalon, and what I guess makes it unique or what's different about our product. River cruising as an industry, it really is an amazing way to travel. I mean, it's luxury, it's unpack once. I know it's quite cliche and it's hard to say that, but it is just so easy. You just turn up, switch off, and everything just happens around you, which is really such a lovely, lovely way to travel. You can also see one of our exceptional Avalon ships here. So that's the Avalon Envision. And as you can see, we say smaller ships, but bigger experiences. And that's because the majority of our vessels are only 128 guests on board. We do have a couple that are up to 166, but when you compare that to the industry average, which is 180 to 200, it means more space on board. So we're not cramming as many people in, which I think makes it a really exceptional product. I know I work for the company, so it's easy for me to say how great they are and how good they are. But in the last few years, we've won Condé Nast Best Luxury River Cruise Line, Cruise Passengers Best Luxury River Cruise Line 4 years in a row. Cruise Critic in both Editor's Choice and also the highest rated in customer or guest feedback. And we're #1 in USA Top 10. So that's just a few of the accolades we've got, but it gives you an idea of it's not just me because I work for the business saying how great it is. We've actually got the awards to show what an exceptional product that Avalon really is. So just briefly on who we are a family-owned business. So what began with a gentleman rowing some passengers across a lake in Switzerland, so Lake Lugano, it has blossomed into one of the largest travel businesses in the world in the touring and river cruising space. So we do partner up really well with Globus Cosmos itineraries, but the one I'm predominantly talking about today is, of course, Avalon Waterways. We actually need to update this because we've now been around for 95 years. So during that time, we've become really good at doing what we do. So we're all around the world. A little bit of a snapshot about who our guests are. So, I mean, you can have a look through this, but it'll give you a bit of an idea. I think probably the key takeaway from me is that our guests aren't necessarily your traditional river cruising guest. And I'll dive into that a bit more with what's unique about Avalon, and that kind of paints a picture of why our guests are slightly different. But you'll generally find that guests on board Avalon, they enjoy entertainment, they're a bit more active, and they enjoy being immersed in a destination. We do have a slightly younger, and before you think too young, I'm talking like 50s, 60s, 70s, early 70s, active 70s that we get on board. So not so much your traditional or what people expect of a river cruiser.
Aboard
Here's a little
Avalon
video.
Waterways, a new wave in river cruising. Say goodbye to beds that face the wall and cruise with the world at your feet. A ship with fewer people, but more of everything else. Adventure, discovery, and everything in between. Sail away from the ordinary and discover river cruising like never before. Avalon, cruising elevated.
Ta-da! So just a little bit of a video to give you a little bit of a sneak peek of what we offer on board. Like I mentioned earlier, river cruising, it is such an exceptional way to travel, but the Avalon experience is totally unique within the luxury river cruising space as well. So first and foremost, and I think this is the most important or impressive one, is that we have what's called the panorama suite. So 80% of the rooms on board, they are, as you can see here, they're floor to ceiling, wall to wall, stacking windows. We push the whole room out, which gives you more usable space. It also means that the suites are 30% larger than the industry average. And because we have that extra space within the room, we can then turn the bed to face out towards the view. So as you can see here, when you're cruising through Europe and you have those gorgeous rolling hills with vineyards, you don't want to be waking up facing a wall. It really makes such a difference when your bed faces out towards the view. Another part of the Avalon experience, which I'll get into more a bit later, is choice. But we're also relaxed luxury as well. So that's one of our big core differences. So instead of, we're not about having white gloves. We don't do butlers. You've got to unpack your own underwear. I know it's really tough, but I think our president put it the best, and she said that if our customers said they wanted this, we would have it tomorrow. We are a customer-centric or focused cruise line, and we listen to our guests and exactly what they want. So we believe that we are just as luxurious, if not more, than the river cruise lines that offer those services, but we just choose to pare it back so that there's no dress codes. You don't have to pack a suit if you don't want to. It's very comfortable, and there's no formalities or stuffiness that you may traditionally associate with a luxury product. So they're probably the three big differences in the experience. But we also, as well, we believe that the smallest touches can make the biggest differences. So that means L'Occitane bathroom products, which are really fancy stuff. I was like, what's the big deal? Apparently it's like $80 for a shampoo this big. So it's really, really nice products. Comfort Collection beds, they're like floating on a cloud. It's marble bathrooms, but it really is, and it's hard to explain this, but the crew on board really do make you feel like a family. And when you get back on board and they say, welcome home, it feels genuine. It feels like it's from the heart, and you really believe in it. You don't just feel like they're there doing what they do because they have to do it. When it comes to dining and drinks, because that's a huge part of river cruising and something I love my food. So I mentioned earlier about choice, and that's what really does set us apart. We have choice in your dining. So it's fine dining, it's casual or cafe, there's bistro style, there's a grill on the top deck. We'll even pack picnics for our guests that they can take ashore if they don't want to come back for lunch, as well as complimentary room service. So all of that is included in the upfront cost. To us, they're not such big names, but in the middle, you'll see Carl and Leo rank. In Europe, they have like a celebrity cult status for running very, very famous restaurants. And they're behind our Avalon Fresh menu, which is like our health conscious or wholesome food options. You don't have to choose them, but the option's there if you wish to. 24/7 coffee and tea. We have wellness smoothies on board. Our cocktail menu is curated by an award-winning mixologist, Martin Hudak. So he actually has famous cocktail bars right the way around the world. And when it comes to included, so all of your dining is inclusive. When it comes to your beverages, we do champagne and mimosas with breakfast. We do regional beer and wine with lunch and dinner. And we also do a cocktail or a happy hour in the afternoon. And that includes cocktails, premium spirits, beer, and wine. So I say it includes all of the drinks that you're going to want. And it doesn't include, or you don't have to pay for the ones that you're not necessarily going to use. In terms of river cruising, it's almost the majority of the time that you're going to be on board the vessel, unless you're up at the bar at midnight, but that's not your traditional river cruiser either. So I say it's almost all inclusive for when you'd want your beverages. We also, as well, with the dining, just quickly, it is all regional. So it's the menus will change, the wine list, the beers, everything will change as you progress through the cruise. And all of that produce comes from the local ports, the towns that you visit. So we're giving back to those communities, and we're also getting this really fresh produce. It's themed to the location that you are as well. So you get to experience the culture throughout the cruise. I briefly touched on it earlier. You don't have to freak out and think that we're going to have you being really active, but a big offering and a big part of the choice is the wellness that we offer. So that includes the vitamin, mineral smoothies. We have an adventure host on board every single vessel with Avalon, and they do like yoga on the top deck, meditation classes. You'll see down the bottom left, there's a 24-hour like a vitamin water station. We have bikes on board, e-bikes, a gym. So definitely a huge focus of our product offering. I think as well as the panorama suite, this is the star of the show. So in all of the ports that you visit, traditionally in river cruising, you turn up and you have an included walking tour where you walk around and check, you look at things. We also offer that. That is an option. But with us, you get choice. So you have multiple shore excursions that are included as part of the package in the upfront price. With the adventure host, they run a lot of active activities. So things like cycling, hiking, kayaking. They'll even tailor this to the group. But I think the main, or the one that I enjoy the most, is discovery options. And that's things that are hands-on, you're actually doing. So it's things like cooking classes, painting workshops. My personal favorite one is on the Rhone. We have an excursion where everyone gets a lantern and you walk about 3 kilometers into a cave. And then there's an old Frenchman and he tells you about why that was the best place in the world to store his wine. You do a cheese, food, and wine pairing. And as part of the experience, they briefly turn off all of the lighting, all of the lanterns, and you do what they say is the most pure wine tasting experience ever, because it's pitch black and the only senses you have are your smell and your taste. So just to give you an idea of the level of excursions that are inclusive with an Avalon cruise that traditionally aren't offered. And it's all about choice. So you get to pick what you want to do. And it's covered in the upfront price. Just quickly, I'll spotlight a few new and exciting things. New for 2024, we've got the Vineyards and Villages along the Douro. So that is a brand new vessel. It's basically sold out for next year, but if you are interested, get in now. We still have availability on 2025 for that one. But our other rivers in Europe still have plenty of it. They do have availability left for 2024. Just to give you a bit of a sneak peek, this is the Avalon Alegria. So you can see up the top left, the famous panorama suite. You've got the restaurant, the pool up the top. But as you can see, this gives you a bit of an idea of what our ships look and feel like. They're very resort and contemporary. They're not your traditional chandeliers and gold that are associated with river cruising. We offer short and sweet cruises. So if you don't want to dive in, if you're not sure about if river cruising's right or Avalon's right for you, you can always tie it in with something else in Europe. And that can be as little as 3 days from Vienna to Budapest. So 4 days, 3 nights. And this gives you a good idea of if that's a good product for you, because we generally find people keep coming back and back because of how great the product is. We also have special interest cruises. So my personal favorite, beer tasting. We also have wine appreciation. So that has one of the 450 wine masters of the world. So they're the highest level or expert level of wine sommelier. And you have one of the 450 on board. We even have storyteller cruises as well with famous celebrities that we feature throughout the cruise. We aren't just in Europe. So we've got the Mekong, the Ganges, the Amazon, Galapagos, and the Nile, which has been exceptionally popular lately. These are really great products too, because if I spotlight the Mekong, you only have 36 passengers on board. So exceptional service levels. Because the ships are smaller, they can get to parts of the Mekong that you traditionally can't access. So we're always thinking about what's going to give our guests the best possible experience. When you book with us, you can book with confidence. We offer what's called safety net booking protection. It is $95, but what it allows you to do is to cancel for any reason whatsoever, up to 24 hours, even just a change of heart. and it's a date change or a credit. 30 days prior, it's a full refund. So I think that really brings, it really takes a lot of the pressure off, because booking a river cruise is a big thing. So it takes a lot of that pressure away. We are currently running at the moment as well with our launch offers. So we've got up to $8,000 off per couple. In saying that, I mean, it sounds great, up to 8,000. That is a longer cruise in the highest suite, but you're going to find majority of cruises at the moment have really good offers. And we're also doing, as an exclusive for coming along today, if you book within the next week, we'll do the complimentary arrival and departure day transfers as well. So that's a little exclusive that you get as a thank you for your time today. Another value add that we've got is that when you book with us, you get 2 Qantas frequent flyer points per dollar spent, which is a nice, particularly with river cruising, you're going to earn a lot of points that you can use however you wish. If we did have anyone that was perhaps riding solo, we have the first 5 suites on board every single departure without a single supplement. So you pay the same standard fare if you're traveling with 2, but you just won't pay for that second person. So a huge value there. And that one is a very, very popular special. So if you are traveling solo, I'd recommend jump in sooner rather than later for that one. And something else as well, that as a business, the Globus family, still family owned, but we're passionate about giving back to we believe in looking after the places that we visit so that they are the way they are for many years to come. With Avalon Waterways, $10 from every single booking goes to the Great Ocean Cleanup, they go out in the Pacific and clean up all of the plastic in the ocean. But with our touring brands, about $5 from each passenger will go to UNICEF at the moment. So we're also about giving back and also trying to be as sustainable as possible. So that wraps up, I guess, there in terms of my little information or what I had for you. So I'll throw it over. Are there any questions or anything at the moment, or anything that I didn't cover perhaps?
Laundry. What's the situation with laundry on board? That's always a popular question.
Yeah, so we have you can work with the crew. They can organize to do your laundry for you. Otherwise, in the ports that we visit, they will they can arrange the crew will let you know if you didn't want to do the laundry through the staff on board. They can also let you know, because some of the ports have it quite close. We generally find that with the 7 to 14 days, it's usually most people are fine. But yeah, we do understand as well that there are travelers that also do more than just that. So they are looking to do laundry as they go. But you can have it sorted on board, or alternatively, if you wanted to do like a self-service, they will offer solutions for you.
Okay. All right. Terrific. Thank you.
Yeah. Anything else that comes to mind?
Do you do overnight stays in port?
Yeah, we do. So one in particular that comes to mind is in Vienna. So it depends. It ranges from each itinerary, but you'll find that generally in the larger cities, you're going to be doing an overnight there.
Okay. And what's your policy with children or under 18s?
Yeah. Officially on paper, the response is 8 years and over, but I would rather be honest with you and say that we aren't a good fit for people just because of the nature of our product. It isn't one where you don't have the facilities or the means we don't have kids clubs, we don't have water slides like your ocean cruises do. So I do say, yes, you can bring kids 8 years plus, that is allowed, but just know that the onus will be on the parents to be entertaining the kids throughout the experience. I wouldn't say we're particularly family friendly, but we will, like 8 years plus officially, they can come.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Any others that come to mind, or?
Obviously it's Euro. Well, depending on where you are, what regions you're traveling in. Are you generally just Euro throughout, or?
Yeah, so on board it operates in euro as the currency. If you're like anything, like if you were to do anything like wellness related, or like if you were to get a drink, say late at night, that would be in euros. I would say though, for the majority of people, you're not really going to be reaching into your pocket. The only exception would be if you're at the bar late at night after dinner, that kind of thing. Otherwise, like your drinks are included. Your vast majority of your 90% of your shore excursions are included as well. But there are a few like very special options. It could be something like attending a concert or such that's not your regular sightseeing, that would be optional. And they either in euro, or if you were to pre-purchase that through the online My Account, it's in the local currency. So for here, it would be Australian dollar.
Okay. All right. Terrific. Thank you. That's it. I think that's all for me.
I have a question. Is it better to book through a travel agent or just book straight online with Avalon?
Yeah, good question. It is 100%. I know I'm throwing my company a little bit under here, but you are 100% better to book with a travel agent. If you book it online or with us, I'd rather be transparent here. You're just going to pay the full, like there's no promotions. The company actually runs, because we have good relationships with the trade, we come out with special offers that get extended to them. Say things like getting those complimentary transfers, getting exclusive offers or discounts. So booking with Avalon, you're either going to be paying the same price or quite often more. And booking with a travel agent, you have somebody that's on your side, that can support you through the whole booking process. And we're really good at doing what we do, which is touring and river cruising. When booking with an agent or an agency, you have someone on your side they can look at everything. So they can manage your flights, your transfers, hotels. They can make the whole end to end and take all of the stress away from the whole booking, which I think that's a huge value. And whereas like booking online or even booking direct, you won't get that level of end to end service. So as much as I'd like to say book however you wish, because we're happy for your booking, I honestly think you are better to book through a travel agent or through the trade. You won't pay any more for it. If anything, you'll probably pay less, and you're going to get a more personalized experience for what you want to get out of it.
Yeah, thanks. Really appreciate that. Also, a lot of the cruises that I'm looking at like a full one, Amsterdam to Budapest or vice versa. A lot of them for next year are already booked out unless you do the lower deck. So you talked about the panorama suites. I just wondered if we're only able to get the lower deck ones with the little skinny window, are they okay, those sort of rooms?
Yeah, look, so we have 3 room types on board. We have the deluxe staterooms. They're the ones that you mentioned. So they don't have the window or the door that opens all the way across. You also won't have the bed that faces out towards the view. So it's your traditional bed, like that you would find on most river cruise lines. And you'll find there's a window that runs along the top of it is wall to wall, but it runs along the top of the room. So I joke and call it swan view. You're nice and close to ducks. But They're also the small, we don't have as many of them because over 80% of the rooms are the panorama suites on all of our vessels. And then we have 2 royal suites on board every vessel as well. So similar to the panorama suite, but just a larger style of room. And we definitely find that the panorama suites are the most popular. In saying that, if you were to book the deluxe stateroom, we don't have like a class system. We treat every single passenger the best that we possibly can. So you're going to, in terms of your food, your experience, everything will be the exact same as the person that's booked the royal suite. It's purely in the room that you have. So I say it is entirely personal preference. I hear people that go, look, I'm there for the experience. I'm there for the food, the sightseeing, and the ease of it. And I'm happy to save a bit of money to go in a deluxe stateroom. And then I hear the other side of it where people say, if I'm going to do it, I want to do facing out towards the view. I want the river cruising, the open air balcony where like I can open the whole thing up and get the fresh air in and wake up to a new view every single day. So it does range. I would say as well, Amsterdam to Budapest is extremely popular in terms of an itinerary. So if you were flexible in looking at some other, so you've got like Grand France, you also have the Rhine and Rhone revealed. You can do like other parts of Europe. They definitely have more availability, in particular on the Rhine, which is a very, very beautiful river. It's, your experience is going to be very similar to what you would get, but you do have a little bit more allotment that you can pick from in terms of what rooms are available. Because I know that, for us as well, with 2024, the Magnificent Europe or the Amsterdam, Budapest and vice versa, it is extremely popular. So, but we do still have, if you're flexible with dates too, there are definitely departures that have the panorama suites still available.
Yeah, we're not flexible too much, unfortunately. Right.
Have to get Cruise Express to have a look for you and see if with your dates if they would work for if we could, what room types we've got available there.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, if you just reach out, we can.
Not too worried about the lower deck because I think you spend most of your time up on deck anyway.
Yeah, well, that's right. Like you've got the top deck. It's your resort deck where you can spend your time. So yeah, like I said, it is personal preference around. And if you're not fussed, then you don't need it. You can save that money and you can spend it elsewhere.
Yeah.
Sounds good. That's perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
That's all good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it. And if there is anything that does come up, please reach out. I'd be more than happy to answer any questions or help out.
Okay. Fabulous.
Thank you so much for your presentation and for the information. Super useful to get to know about Avalon River Cruising and what's on offer and what's unique and special when booking with you guys. We will send a link to the Zoom, and anyone who registered, if you have any questions following on from this, we're happy to take any inquiries and then direct it to our travel consultants team who can assist you. Thank you.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much. And we look forward to hopefully having you on board soon.
Will do.
All right. Take care.
Have a good day.
You.
Bye.
See you.
Bye.